How you doing today, Joe?
Let me tell you something, Deebo. Deebo, it's my time real quick.
Matter of fact, man, let's get over here, man. They say the Steelers are already boxing themselves into a corner at the combine. They said Pittsburgh is hyper-focused on taking a receiver early in the draft. They said that Kevin Colbert, I guess, well, they believe that Kevin Colbert in 2018 through 22, he was focused on filling potential needs that we had, and they were doing some reaching. They named Terrell Edmonds in 18, Devin Bush in 19. They actually traded a first, a second, and a future third for him. Najee in 21, and then of course Kenny Pickett's in 22. So I don't know. Here's the thing, Joe.
Yes.
me. I know things. You know how you know things that other people don't know. They just assume things. So since we're going to give all the credit of drafting players to the GM alone, let's look at Colbert's record from 2000 to say about 2014-15. That's when they started looking like it was doing some reaching. So in that time frame of almost 15 years, he would pick best player on the board. And people would be like, why are they picking that guy? That's not what we need, because that's the best player on the board. And it was very productive. So it was very little reaching that was going on all the way up until about, like I said, 15, 16, somewhere around there. When you look at it. So what changed? Why would he change what he was doing for 14, 15 years that was working? Or did the power and authority to do that change? What would you think happened, Joe? What do you think is more likely?
I would think the power and authority changed.
Thank you. Because if you go back to 2015, again, only 2 of the 15 first and second rounders received long-term contracts with the Steelers when that time came. So what they're doing now is called homework, people. You do the interviews. They're looking at all the guys they believe can go in the first or second round, whatever that may be. And why are they so focused on this need? Joe, here's why. Actually, I want to ask you a question.
Okay. Ask me a question.
How many times has a lineman, offensive, defensive lineman, caused division in the locker room that you know of?
No, not to know.
Okay, yeah. How many times has a corner caused division in the locker room?
No.
Matter of fact, let's do this. How many times has anybody that wasn't a wide receiver or a quarterback caused division in the locker room? Take your shot on PrizePicks and get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. That's right. PrizePicks is now giving away $50 in lineups when you sign up and play your first $5. PrizePicks makes every dunk, every dime, every board that much more exciting. So don't miss your chance to get started on America's #1 app for sports picks. Football season was great. Now time to switch gears to the second half of basketball season. We're rocking with LA right now. Luka and LeBron. More points, more threes, more rebounds. You know, we hitting more. And with the new feature alert, PrizePicks now has early payouts. So if your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. Find your community on PrizePicks. With the new social feeds feature, you can share PrizePicks with friends and copy lineups with winners with a single click. Copy lineups you like or use them as inspiration for your own picks. You can even follow PrizePicks partners like us and play and fade our picks just on one click. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just download PrizePicks app today and use the code DeboJoe to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That code is DeboJoe to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right.
Yeah, I think that's
it's not that many in the NFL, is it?
No.
Now, why are we so focused on that? Because we are looking for a receiver to come into the locker room and add to the rest. Now, we've had, what is that, 5 receivers now that we've drafted in that time period at the position. None of them received long-term deals with the Steelers. And most of it was due to maturity issues, right?
They would say there was maturity issues, yes.
So, so what they are doing is digging in
deep
to the person that is the receiver that they want, so that they know that, you know what, this is a person that fits the Steeler way.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
The real Steeler way.
I'm picking up what you're putting
down. And they're
down.
not going to get a player and just hope, you know, he plays great, he's good, and just hope they can mold him into what it is that we need in the locker room, because it hasn't worked.
I'm picking up what you're putting down 1,000%. Like you said, there's dudes that are just going to be able to be performing and they ball, and that's what they do. And they're not really locker room guys. Like when you're looking at a dude that's, look, I'm just going to come in here, lunch pail, do this work the hardest that you ever seen, go about my business like a professional. And that's just the way I do it, because that's who I am. And that's just some people that's built in them. You got to get to know them. That money's not really going to change. Like I said, TJ Watt, that money's not going to change the way that he works. He's going to get that contract. He's going to be the same TJ Watt every day, making sure everybody's good, teammates, boom, 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 working, grinding. It's not about the money. It just comes along with it. So when you're saying that they're doing the research, that's in the person. I need to know how you act. Like, what do you do? Or is this football? Is this going to be really a thing that I can give you this money and we're going to be able to follow you? You know what I'm saying? Because at the time, ballers, you're going to be able to get away with. When you hoop, you get away with things, and that's just kind of the way. When you get that second contract, when that comes up, it's like, I don't know if I can do that, because I've seen what he's been doing right now without the dough. I can only imagine when he gets that bag and we still need him. Like, but I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of not the guy that we need. So the person that you're saying, the work hard guy, the TJ Watts, the Minkah Fitzpatricks, the Cam Haywards, the one that it doesn't matter about, I'm really trying to go hoop. You know what I'm saying? So I think what you're saying is completely right. You don't want to just get you want to get the best receiver, obviously, but the receiver that's good for your franchise, that's bringing that energy every single day. And it's not about the dough, and he's not just going to be doing off-field things. He's not going to bring that off-the-field issues. And doing that research and knowing the person, seeing who they hang out with, what's their crew? Do they have a crew? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do they like to do? Do they like to go out? Do they like to party? Do they like to, you know what I'm saying, do extracurriculars? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all good, because now you're professional, you're a grown man, but I'm paying you that dough. So when I do that, I need to kind of know exactly the person I'm drafting. So I'm not saying they're pinning themselves into a corner. I'm liking that they're doing their research and making sure that they don't pick the foggy wrong person. They pick the right guy that they're bringing into the franchise to be like, all right, look, we know we need a receiver. There's a lot of talented receivers in this draft, but the one that we want to go get is the guy for us. So I'm rocking with it.
Oh, no question. They should be super focused. Like, that's what you do. I don't see them going in there and reaching for a guy that is not first round caliber. I see them approaching it like they used to approach it. Pick the best player at that spot at that time that is on the board. So everybody just sit back, relax, watch what the Steelers do, and then you could judge it for yourself. Because now we're in need of a tackle, bro. Broderick Jones, he just underwent fusion of his neck for the injury he got week 12. So, like, that right there, that's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
He's due this year. They have to make a decision on the fifth round option. Yeah. Because they have to decide by May 1st, I believe it is. If they're going to pick that up, which guarantees him a little over $19 million in 2027.
Yeah.
And he could possibly be missing all of 26. And dude, when you get a fusion of your cervical, like on your neck as an offensive lineman, and you're making contact like every play, I don't think that's something, at least me as a player, that I'm willing to try and risk and go out there and come back from. I believe the last guy that had a fusion like that was what's the dude's name? Kevin Smith from I think it was New England or something, 2012. And he had his cervical fusion. and was medically advised that he could not return to football due to the risk. And then on top of that, what NFL team is going to come up there and be like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and take that risk, and God forbid something happens. Like, that's a lot, on their plate.
Yeah.
Which is also why the Steelers they ended up meeting with a few tackles in Indy too.
No, for sure. I mean, all prayers and hope the best for him, but once you start talking, like you said, the neck, the fusion, it's not like just a regular bone thing. So I just hope as long as if he can get medically back, I know that they're probably going to pick up that 5th-year option, because if he can play, he's a great player. So we wouldn't want to get rid of him. So I hope that the surgery, and if the doctors say that he can come back and he wants to come back and play, I hope he can get back out there, because obviously we need him. He's a baller. But if he can't go, once you start talking about the neck, you know what I'm saying, that's when it gets real tricky. So obviously they want to do their due diligence and make sure that they have a backup plan. You got to have a plan in place. It's always going to be next man up, and especially any type of injury, but especially when you're talking about the neck. But for me, I would think that they probably still pick up his 5th-year option, as long as the medical is still talking about that he's going to be able to return, because I think he is going to be a future player for us that could be there for a long time. But like you said, neck, him coming back, it just gets tricky with that part. I hope that all of that, you know what I'm saying, because that's the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know if anyone in that position, has actually, especially an offensive lineman, from a fusion. Like, I'm fusing these two bones together. Now, if that you get hit like he did before, that could be catastrophic. And I don't know how many teams would take that risk. It's no flex there anymore. Only thing it can do is, you done sealed it here. Now all the flex is here and here. So every hit you take is just boom. It depends on you being able to take that shot. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna lie, bro. Depending on what they say, the chances of them picking up that option, I mean, I hate to say it, I think it's going to be slim, depending on what they see the outcome being. And then, like I said, you're talking cervical. Like, that's real. That's the most dangerous. You're talking life and death there, bro.
I hear you, but and right now, with the way that it's coming out and the way that they're saying it, it seems like it's not going to be as serious. So until they tell me otherwise, then I'm going to just hopefully, obviously, make sure we get another tackle for up to maximum this season. I think he might miss this. If he misses this whole season, that'd be a surprise to me too. But if he misses this whole year,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to make that decision in less than two months.
Yeah.
If you're going to actually say, all right, we're going to pick up.
But we had that situation though. Like we had Shazier. Like, not to speak, Shazier was on the team. And
I understand that too. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, until at the same time, he's going to get the surgery. You're going to give him the time to recover. Drafted him. He's been a great player. We're not just going to send Broderick on his way. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's done nothing on the source. I feel like as a Steeler, they drafted him. He's done nothing wrong, but he's got hurt. So now if the surgery says that he's not able to play anymore, that's when we get into a different situation. Right now, it just seemed like he's going to be missing some time maybe in this season. If they say the complete 2026 season is out of the limits, you know what I'm saying? We don't know if you're going to be able to play football anymore. Then that's when we'll be like, oh, okay, hold on. Now, you know what I'm saying? It's a different tone. But right now, it's like, oh, he just went and got fusion surgery. He might miss some time in 2026. We're worrying about figuring out the option. I think with the Steelers, they drafted him. He's done enough in my eyes to be like, all right, bet. We'll pick up that option, because it's not like they're giving him a long-term extension. You're not just going to send him to another team. I think while he's hurt, I just think that's messed up. And I don't think the Steelers would do that to him.
So you're saying that they would pay him knowing that he couldn't come back and just pick up his 5th-year option? You got to realize Ryan was also in the middle of his contract. Ryan wasn't looking at getting picked up. Ryan wasn't looking at getting a 5th-year option. I mean, I think you got a lot of personal feelings in it. I mean, as a GM, as a business owner, you gotta pull that out of there.
No, I feel you. I feel you. So you would say, so
for me, I would have to have a deep conversation with my doctors and be like, yo, what's the likelihood?
Yeah,
him being able to make a full recovery, and then on top of that,
Yes.
What is our
That's
what
what
is
I'm
our
saying.
liability if we do let him come back and something happens? That's the big thing. And if I'm Broderick, I don't know if I want to take a chance if they say, hey, you need to not do this. It's a possibility because of what you've had done. Like, I say I die for this shit, but I don't really mean it.
No, for sure. We
You know what I'm
saying
saying?
no, I no, trust me. I feel that. I'm just thinking when I'm looking at this thing right here and it's saying that he underwent the surgery, that it's all of this is in plans for him to try to come back. If Roderick says that he's worried about his health and he doesn't want to come back, trust me, I don't want him to play either. Like, I'm just looking at it as if he's trying to come back. The Steelers are trying to figure out what's going on. The doctors are saying he's able to come back. If I hear otherwise, Deebo, completely trust me. I don't want this man out there. I don't want him to literally risk his life. But I'm just saying, if the man wants to play and the man gets surgery, he goes through all the rehab and he's trying to get back because he wants to play football. I'm here for it, and I'm trying to figure out that situation.
So if he wants to play, but they medically say you shouldn't chance it, you're going to let him play?
No. Medically, I'm saying medically now. I'm saying when he's medically cleared and all of that medically, he's able to go. That's the process that I'm going with right now.
So you're going to sit around and wait to see if he ever gets medically cleared to then in May say, I'm going to sign you for 19. I mean, you kind of got to make that make sense as a GM, as an owner.
Well, yeah. I mean, we would have to, I would have to talk to the doctors and see what's going on before. When do they saying that he's going to be able, when are they saying he's ever going to be able to clinically play again?
He said, take it back. Omar said, obviously he has a significant injury. We are monitoring how he progresses. Okay. I know he's working hard. It's early in the process. There's certainly something that's certainly something that we're monitoring. That is what the Steelers said as their statement on it.
Okay.
I mean, everybody want everybody to be good
fair and way, right, to be good.
You gotta have a plan B.
No, for sure. And that's 19. So
remember,
they might
I had Joe Burrow ready in line for you. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. That's 19. They might not pick that up. You ain't lied.